talk about the twins' 4-month update. 4 months, wow, that in my head stands out as being such a huge just transition time. I feel like with my son, 4 months was really when he started getting so much more active, so much more interactive with us, like communicating and just physically active, being everywhere. So yeah, the twins are officially 4 months old as of May 27th. Which was last Friday, and they actually had their 4-month doctor's appointment on their 4-month birthday, which was kind of neat that it actually worked out that way. And that appointment went really well. They are growing still really well. Hudson is now up to 11 pounds even, and they are 23 inches long, both of them. Peyton, it was just shy of 10 pounds. So it was like 15 point something ounces. So we're just gonna go with 10 pounds. Make it even. It'll be a little bit easier. So they both are still really petite for 4 months old. But the doctor said that they're still, growing fine. They're still following a curve. It's their own little curve. You have like the 50%, 25%, 5%, and they are even below the 5%, but they're still following their curve. They're still growing. And when you consider how small they were born, I think that they're still doing really well. They look great. They're healthy, meeting all their milestones and whatnot. So he was very pleased with it. Didn't give me any issues about breastfeeding, which was great. I was so just anxious to go back in because I was worried that he was going to say, oh yeah, they haven't grown enough. But he was fine with it. So we are still breastfeeding, going strong. It still is a lot of work. Still probably like the hardest part for me about having twins is just feeding them, which really is interesting. I didn't think it was going to be as hard as it would be. And really they do a good job. Peyton loves nursing. She is easy to nurse. She will nurse all day long if I let her. Hudson has started this weird thing where he only wants to eat for like 8 minutes, which they're only eating on one side because I feed them both at the same time. So that to me in my head doesn't really seem like it's enough time for him to be nursing, but he's just done. He eats really fast. I can hear him gulping. So I think he maybe is just a more efficient eater. He's gaining weight. He's clearly bigger than his sister, and he's content until his next feeding. So I'm trying to learn to be okay, just follow his cues and, keep an eye on it. He's still having plenty of wet diapers, plenty of poopy diapers. Yeah, so that's kind of a new development. Instead of like the 15-20 minute feeds, he's done in 8 to 10 minutes. The mornings he definitely eats a little bit longer, like when he wakes up, that 6 o'clock feed, or even in the middle of the night he'll eat for 15 minutes or so. But the rest of the day he gets in there and is done. Whereas Peyton likes to take her sweet time still. She still will nurse for 15 minutes, She likes to savor it, I guess, and enjoy the time. So he, besides going fast, is latching a lot better. Doesn't seem to be quite as having many issues about that. He still is more gassy. He needs to be burped. Peyton doesn't ever burp. I don't burp her after because she doesn't ever swallow air. Maybe it has to do with how fast he's eating. I don't really know, but he definitely, gets a little, you can see him like grunting, and so we have to burp him. Yeah, so that's that. The doctor did mention about starting solids now that they're 4 months. He said preferably to wait closer to 6. We did start our son at 4 months. He was super ready. I felt like he was also a whole month past gestation, like from what the twins were. They were born at 38 weeks. He was born at 41 and a half. So I feel like just maturity, those extra 4 weeks in the womb definitely, I think, brings them out more mature, because the twins do not seem at all ready for solids yet, which is fine. I really wanted to wait closer to 6 months with them anyways, just that's what's more recommended now. But he did, remind me the signs of readiness, that they are, a little bit more steady sitting up, that they don't slouch over in their chairs, that they're tracking food, maybe that they open their mouth when you put something towards them, and they're not doing any of that yet. So they watch us right now when we're eating, but it's not like a I want that, what are you having type thing like it was with our son. So I'm excited that I get a little bit more time without having to worry about that. So maybe as they get closer to 6 months, we can start, testing stuff out. So we'll see how that goes. They are doing really well, like playtime, like on the mat, entertaining themselves. Hudson is not as big of a fan of it. He gets tired a lot quicker of it, gets bored faster. Peyton will roll all over the place. She rolls from front to back and back to front now a couple times, not as often, but she has done it. So we obviously cannot leave her on any raised surface. Not that she has rolled off before, but just freaks me out, the idea that she could do it. Hudson, however, will not roll. He does tummy time, and he just kind of, he'll push himself up now, which was, you know, a newer development, but he has no interest in moving. He just lays there, chews on his fingers. He's really a lot better with his hands than Peyton, though, which is interesting to me. He definitely can, like, look at something and reach for it, grab it, you know, whether it be toys that are dangling above him, his passy if he sees it. So he just has a lot more control of his fingers. He sucks on his thumb now, which is adorable. He still uses his passy, but if he's just kind of awake and his hands are free, he'll suck on his thumb sometimes. I think they both are starting to teeth. Hudson definitely has like one bump that I can see. It's been there for a while though, so I'm not sure how much of it is just the shape of his gum versus an actual tooth coming in, but they are drooling so much and sometimes kind of fussy and just constantly chewing on your fingers, or on their fingers, or ours, anything really that goes in their mouth. Peyton bites hard. Like, it actually hurts my finger when I put it in her mouth, like if she's chewing on it. And so she's chewing on her fingers all the time. So I don't know if she just doesn't care that she's chewing on her fingers, or maybe she doesn't bite as hard on her fingers because she knows it will hurt. But that always kind of makes us laugh because it actually does hurt. She bites so hard. So I'm curious to see when those first teeth will start popping out. Hopefully not for a while, because of breastfeeding, that's never fun once they get teeth. As far as other physical stuff, they putting weight on their legs, like as far as whether they will hold their body weight, Hudson does really well. He will hold himself really straight, like when you're holding his core, but he's a lot more wobbly than Peyton is as far as his head control and even just that core strength. I feel like his leg muscles are strong, his arms are very strong, his hands are controlled. But Peyton is the opposite. She doesn't have a whole ton of leg muscle. She's just now in the last like day or so starting to put some weight on her legs if you hold her up. But she's very strong in her core. When you're holding her, she doesn't wobble at all. She just seems sturdier. If you set her up, like obviously they can't say unsupported, but if just holding her hands, she will sit there on the couch, you know, as long with some minor help, you know, holding onto her, whereas Hudson, he doesn't, he just flops right over. So it's really unique to me to see just the differences. I mean, obviously twins, even though they're, you know, shared a uterus, they are two separate babies and they are just meeting milestones at different times, and it's really fun to watch their personalities and just milestones develop. Peyton is just so happy, I would say 99.9% of the time. She is giggly and smiley and talks, and she has the sweetest little dimples that come out when she smiles. And Hudson has become more, he smiles too. He's a little flirt. He does this like coy, like puts his head down and smiles when people talk to him. But he definitely is a little bit more needy right now. I feel like he's the one that needs to be swaddled and held, and he doesn't like to sit on the ground and play with toys for as long as Peyton is content to just kind of sit there and roll around and play. And I don't know if it has to do more with the fact that she can move more than he does. So maybe that's why he's getting bored faster. But he just needs a little bit more attention right now, which is funny because in the beginning it was totally flip-flopped. But I have a feeling as the months come and go that they will take their turns being the more needy one versus the fussy one or happy, content one. So the other exciting thing this month has been really sentimental to me because it is exactly 1 year ago that we found out we were expecting, after a long time of trying for a baby and multiple miscarriages. Though each day this month of May, I was just dwelling on different things that we were going through. It was our last round of infertility treatments, and I really wasn't sure it was going to work. I really didn't think it was going to work. On their birthday, or on their 4-month birthday, May 27th was the day that we found out we were pregnant. So just really sentimental, really emotional, thinking back to the last year and just how exciting things have been, and just what a blessing and how joyful. So really just encourage you guys, if you're still in the process of trying, just keep going. It's worth it. Yeah, just trust the Lord and his plan for you. And I hope that these videos aren't a discouragement to you if you're in the midst of it. Obviously, if you're watching, hopefully you have some interest in it. But I hope that you guys get your babies or baby soon, and my heart goes out to you because I remember all those feelings just like it was yesterday. I totally remember being there in that spot. So that's pretty much all I have to say. If you have any questions, anything I forgot, please leave it below. I love interacting with you guys. I haven't been getting as many comments lately, which is totally fine. But yeah, I love responding to your questions. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys later.